Hello, students. Welcome to Better Business Writing. This is my guide to professional and technical writing. So, today our focus is going to be a brief overview of professional tone, the conversation and tone that you create with your reader. Also, gaining more clarity in our writing, as well as a couple of tips to have more concise writing as well. This lecture pairs very well with the plain language certification my students are getting on LinkedIn. So, first of all, and you will remember from some of our previous courses, we want to think about tone. So, tone is like the conversation that we have, the feeling that the reader will have reading our work. So, of course, we want to have professional writing, but that's not too close or robotic or even AI sounding. So, technical writing can be somewhat conversational, especially in business correspondence, rather than something like a procedure or a manual. So, how can we do this? Well, we can imagine the reader, think about what it's going to be like for somebody to actually read this, put yourself in their shoes. How would you respond to this message? That's especially helpful when you have change management, crisis communication, or even just some hard news. Think about how others are going to respond to the message. And of course, we want to be tactful and polite. And one important reminder I like my students to remember is to convey goodwill. Believe that people want to do well and will do well and want to respond to your message and do the things you might be recommending. So have trust in people and convey goodwill in your writing. All right, so we want to make sure we have that professional tone. The Another reason this is especially is important because this helps make people want to spend time with you, spend time with your message, so they're more likely to comply. We can all think back to the COVID days where we had messages coming at us from schools and different authorities and government, and everyone's trying to decide what to do. And so the tone of those messages, credibility, authority, all of those things weigh into whether you're going to comply with these messages or not. All right, let's move on to clear and concise writing. So, one tip for clear and concise writing is active voice. Now, many of my college students, by the time you're in a 4,000 level class, you have got this down and you are writing an active voice. If you're not, now is the time. Do not graduate without picking up active voice and using that in your writing on a daily basis. So remember, skip this part if you're already very adept at active writing and active voice. And if not, here we go, a couple of reminders. So we're putting the agent doing an action. So think agent and then action. The action is following. So the main idea, the main agent is going to do an action. So let's look at a couple of examples. A mistake was made in the billing department that resulted in an overcharge. So we need to move a action word right up front and an agent. So our billing department made a mistake and overcharged your account. Next, a promotion was earned by Jessica for her hard work. Jessica's our agent. Let's move her up front. What is the action that was done? She earned it. She earned this promotion. Jessica earned a promotion for her hard work. Now, a quick little silly way I like to remind my students or kind of give you this little funny tool to remember active voice is in the 80s, Raisin Bran cereal had these funny little guys called the California Raisins, and they sang Marvin Gaye's song, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, to advertise Raisin Bran cereal. It was really funny and very memorable to me. But this is a great example of an active voice. I am the agent, that's what I did. I heard it through the grapevine. We would not say it was heard by me through the grapevine. So I hope that is kind of funny to you. Maybe you didn't know about the California Raisins. You should go look them up on YouTube. They're super cute. But remember, active voice. I heard it through the grapevine. All right, concision. A couple other tips. We've got active voice. Just looking at wordy phrases. Some of us pick this up as a bad habit because we're trying to meet word counts. Let go of that. We are now in technical writing, business writing. We want to be very straightforward. So get rid of these long phrases such as due to the fact that. We can say because. One word, nice and concise. The majority of, we can simply say most. as well as redundant terms. People have this or that. You'll learn in the plain language video this week. Redundancies kind of go along that same vein. Completely eliminate. That just means eliminate. That's what it means. Enter into, welcome in. Just say welcome or just say enter. So you can see the examples here. So remove wordless phrases as well in memos and emails and writing. We don't need to say I'm writing this letter because we know you're writing a letter. I've received the letter. Thank you for sending the letter. I don't need the preface of I'm writing the letter because. So we can just begin. Now, if you can't write a letter without saying that, then think in your head or even type it out and then go back and delete, delete, delete. You don't need those needless prefaces. All right, let's give it a try here. Go ahead and pause the video. See if you can take these sentences and either put it in active voice, move it around, look for concision, redundancies, any of those needless prefaces. See what you can do here to fix these sentences. Okay, let's move on to writing structure. So students in my course right now are learning about the Spence outline, and they are learning that we want to put the most important information first. Business readers are busy. Business readers are busy. People are busy. You're busy. I'm busy. We receive so much communication. So we need to be very straightforward in our writing and use the BLUF, bottom line up front. We want to put the most important information first and then the details. And some people love to read all the details. I know if I have some engineers in this class, they're thinking, I need to know all the details about this. Wonderful, but right up front, you need to know the main idea, and then the reader can decide how much detail they're going to read about your topic. But make sure that we've given a good context, an idea of what the main idea of this paper is about. Next, I have found that some students make it to college and even sometime to my 4,000 level class without really understanding paragraph structure. So this is one of my biggest tips for you. This is one of my biggest takeaways. I use this. I have used this in all of my professional writing. I have used this in dissertations and articles. This is just like a stellar recipe, right? It's just a formula for an organized sentence. Okay, so we're going to start with the topic sentence, the main idea. Remember, you might have learned in creative writing that your main idea could be anywhere in the paragraph and you have to pick it out and guess A, B, C, D. No, not in technical writing. We're going to be straightforward. This is going to be a nice organized sentence. We're not saving secrets for somewhere. Okay, so we're starting with the main idea. Next, we're going to have a supporting detail. Now, you'll see the next item on this bullet point is optional detail about support. So my option is topic sentence, first supporting detail about the main idea, and then I can optionally include something about this detail. So let's just say, for example, I want to talk about restaurants at the University of North Texas. Maybe that's my main idea. So my first supporting detail, maybe my favorite restaurant is Avesta in the Student Union. So now this optional detail, I could tell something about Avesta. I love Avesta because I can get healthy, fresh food for a great price. Now I'm moving on. My second supporting detail, another restaurant that I love is the Pizza Oven. Why do I love it? Because it's my favorite food. I love pizza. I love the wood fire. It feels fresh. It's homemade, whatever it is. Okay. So I could say restaurants, Avesta, pizza restaurant, and then close it. Or optionally, I can have the supporting details. Okay, so nice little formula, nice little organized page. I recommend this structure for keeping that organized, writing nice and tight and on topic, on point. Okay, good luck. Use this. Let me know how it goes. Okay, the document purpose. Finally, we're ending here. Document purpose, as I've mentioned, readers don't have time to waste, so we're getting to the point quickly. We are ensuring that the reader has all the information that they need. We're emphasizing those main ideas. And so we want to prove quickly that we have something to share because we all get emails and communication that we skip, right? So we need to let people know why and what they should read, and we can signal that with our formatting as well. All right, folks, I hope you have enjoyed this grind video for this week, and hopefully you have learned some new tips that will help your writing stay clear, concise, professional, and on point. Have a great week.